Good afternoon from the Legoland Windsor Resort, where today I'm here to check out the park's Halloween event. It's Brick or Treat, and along with that, stay for the fireworks this evening as well, where in this vlog I'll be sharing some highlights with you all. Now last year, me and Charlotte came for the fireworks, not really expecting much from it, and it was absolutely fantastic. It was a really good display, so I thought I've got to come back this year and see it. Unfortunately, Charlotte couldn't make it down here with me today, but yeah, I've come down here to come and check out the fireworks, see the Halloween event, and of course capture some of the atmosphere here from the park as well. Got some of my favourite rides here at the park. It's a Friday today. I'm not expecting it to be too busy. I think the fireworks nights over the next few days are going to be a lot busier. But yeah, let's head down into the park. We've got a bit of spooky music playing, and look at this awesome photo opportunity behind me there as well. All the pumpkin Lego men. I think they look awesome. But yes, welcome to the vlog. It's firework nights here at Legoland Windsor. So here's a look at the extra additions here at Legoland Windsor for the Brick or Treat Halloween event. As you can see, there's all sorts of spooktacular fun taking place throughout the park. You've got the Enchanted Forest, where you've got the Lego mosaic. I remember seeing that last year. The pumpkin patch, and also a building area as well. So we'll head down there and have a look. Over in Knight's Kingdom, Monster Rocker's Creepy Cobweb Castle. Some new additions have moved into the castle. So we'll go around there and see how many spiders we can spot. At Lego Reef, you've got the Lego Sea Monster build, and then down at the bottom as well, lots of things taking place in Miniland, including a costume competition, the ghost takeover. How many ghosts can you spot across Miniland? So we'll go and have a little look around there. Monster Rocker's dance party, which seems to be some sort of show, so we'll see if we can catch that at some point. And the Miniland mini pumpkin patch, and the world's smallest Lego pumpkin patch. So there we go, that's a look at all the stuff what's taking place for the Halloween event. In terms of the fireworks setup, very similar to last year. You've got some mirror balls down there, and also some truss set up with the speakers on and some lighting ready for tonight's display. There you go, there's a little look at that, and of course I'll have a little closer look when we head down the hillside. It's always a really nice picturesque part to come to though, Legoland. You get some fantastic views over towards Windsor Castle. I'll do a little zoom in for you just over there. I've got a good zoom on this camera. There you go, there's Windsor Castle over in the distance. Yep. Now, if you watched the vlog from last year, you remember that we had a bit of a laugh over the hill train, because they actually called it the Spooky Hill Train, even though there was no difference to normal. It seems like they've dropped the spooky branding from it this year. But here we go, we've made it over to the Enchanted Forest. Time for a walk through this area. All the pumpkins are out, hay bales, some spooky music, and also some green slime down here. Look at that. Let's go for a walk through this area, and of course go and see the Lego mosaic as well. So we've got a bit of a pumpkin patch on the go here. Loads of pumpkins, which makes some fantastic photo opportunities. So we'll make our way up the path this way, follow the spooky bunting to all these different tents around here that host the different experiences on offer in this area. So you've got a couple of different areas around here where you can play with Lego and build various different models. Another photo opportunity over there. And this is where you can help to build the giant mosaic. So you can do your little section of it over there. And then here it is, the Brick or Treat mosaic. So you bring it over here and then they attach it on. As you can see, that's what this lady's doing now. Looks awesome, that does, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same pattern what they were doing last year, or it was at least very similar anyway. I hope they don't destroy it at the end of the event. I hope they keep it somewhere. That is awesome, that. I really like it. So also then, if you've completed the ghost hunt, this is where you come to actually get your pop badge. I know a lot of people like collecting those. So that's the little area just there to pick them up. Well, there you go. That's the end of the Enchanted Forest just here. Nice little area that. It's not too big, but there's quite a few different bits going on all around there. Some good photo opportunities, plenty of pumpkins around. Let's go and have a look by the Dragon Coaster, shall we? See if we can see all these spiders what they're supposed to have put in, and see if we can count how many there is. Probably have a ride on it as well whilst we're down here if it's not too busy. Unfortunately, I won't be able to take you on board as we are at one of the Merlin parks. Filming's restricted on most of the rides. There's a few rides here what you can film on, a couple of the dark rides, but in general most of you can't here, sadly. Oh, but here we go. Here's the spider. Spotted one already. This looks good. Don't remember them doing this last year. Maybe that's replaced the Spooky Hill train. I do remember the Exorcist music playing last year though, so let's see if it does this year. Oh, these look quite good. Some banners, loads of pumpkins out the front. Got a ghost down here as well. Oh, I like that, yeah, he's definitely new. I don't remember him last year. And there's the spider up here. Let's go and have a closer look.
Wow, Rosie, what are you
So I do really like how they've rebranded the castle as the Creepy Cobweb Castle for this year's Brick or Treat. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I think it looks good. A little bit of theming around. I've spotted 4 spiders so far. One big one out the front, 2 little ones above the archway, and there's another little one up there, but maybe I'll see some more as I make my way up into the queue line for the Dragon Coaster. So I'll see you when I come off. Around 35 minutes there for the Dragon Coaster. Not too bad because it was advertised as 45, so I'm not complaining about that. It's a nice little family coaster that. Love all the indoor dark ride section before you go out onto the rest of the circuit. Now the rain has been on and off for the past sort of 45 minutes or so, so I'm really hoping that it doesn't put a dampener on the fireworks tonight. Now I'm sure they'll still go ahead and everything, unless the weather goes torrential, you know, all strong winds and stuff. That's more, you know, the concern for fireworks rather than rain. However, I'm really hoping that it does stay clear so I can get some good footage for you guys, and yeah, everybody here doesn't get absolutely soaked whilst they're watching them. Well, there we go. Let's continue having a little walk around Legoland Windsor. In terms of the theming, I think they've upped the game from last year. Quite a lot of pumpkins around, hay bales. I like what they've done over around the dragon with the castle and the spiders around there. You know, the park looks good. Let's see if that continues as we make our way further down the hill and towards the other side of the park. Well, I'll tell you what, in that time that I was waiting for the Dragon Coaster, a lot more people have arrived at the park, queue times have just all of a sudden shot up. Ninjago the ride, that's now 60 minutes, 50 minutes for Laser Raiders, and yeah, some busy queues. Like when I'm walking down here towards the Haunted House Monster Party, certainly got a lot busier. Like I say, it's a Friday today. I wasn't too sure how it was going to be crowds wise. I imagine it's still going to be a lot quieter today than it will be over the weekend and next week. But yeah, you know, it's definitely one of those where get here early if you are planning on coming to see the fireworks, just to make sure that you're inside the park, and yeah, you're guaranteed your entry. But anyway, I'm going to go and have a ride on the Haunted House Monster Party, new for 2019. It's a Vekoma Madhouse, and I really enjoyed this attraction. Like I said back in my review earlier in the year, it's my favourite ride at Legoland Windsor. It's got a great IMAscore soundtrack, it's got a really good pre-show, lots of good theming. I think the facade looks brilliant when you look at it head on. Shame it's not more themed on the sides, but still I think it's a really good addition here to Legoland Windsor. You know, it's reasonably good throughput as well. You can fit about 70 people in a ride. So yeah, I'm going to go and join the queue, as long as it's not too ridiculous. I wouldn't fancy waiting like 2 hours for it. With it being the new ride, I don't mind waiting like 45 minutes or so. But yeah, I'll go and join the queue for the Haunted House Monster Party, and yeah, I'll go and have a ride on there.
For this one, I wanted to try the aqua one. That's the submarine.
So it's advertised at 40 minutes for the Haunted House Monster Party, so I don't think that's too bad with it being a new ride. Bit disappointing to see they've not really done anything at all out here to this queue line. I really thought they might have done some updates to this after it had opened. Kind of felt like, oh, they've just sort of rushed to get it open, but when they had some time, they might put some covering over it or just a bit more theming. But yeah, it looks really bland. I mean, it's not the best thing to see at all, is it, when you come into an attraction? Like a massive cattle pen queue line like this, all the ups and downs and across. Then of course you see the side of the show building here as well. But yeah, I know they've planted some trees there, so of course when they do grow over the next few years, then yeah, it is going to cover that a little bit. But yeah, it's a shame they haven't covered this. I dread to think what it was like in the summer when all this was full, and also on a hot day, you know, when the sun was shining down on this queue line. It would not have been the most enjoyable of experiences at all. Right, I'll see you when I come off. Haunted House Monster Party. Bum, 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 bum.
The doors will soon open, and then we can come straight on in.
Why are you not going? No, she's got me. It's like a clear.
Vampire, the greatest, scariest, most awesomest vampire ever. The pleasure is all yours. Welcome to my home and to our monster party, featuring the most spectacular party trick ever. There is no greater party in town.
There is no other party in the town.
Yes, well, I'm so glad you all came. I just love to throw huge parties for my snacks. I mean, friends. Spiders!
I will show you my warm-up invention. Automation system. Just run this.
Green is not my color.
I hope you're keeping our guests entertained.
Woohoo! Night time! My favorite. Best time for the Bat Boogie! You must all join in! I declare the most spectacular party trick ever ready!
So I've just come off my ride on the Haunted House Monster Party, the new attraction here for 2019. great to get back on there. Only waited 20 minutes. They really overestimated the queue time there. They tend to do that on quite a lot of the queues here at Legoland and also Chessington World of Adventures as well. They're the two that tend to do it quite a lot. And in a way, I can kind of understand that they want to sort of make the queues out to be a lot longer than they are. So when you come off, you kind of felt like, oh, you know, I didn't wait that long at all. But also, I still think it's to partially sell Fast Track as well, because you've got to think, you know, they make a lot of money on Fast Track, and if they make out the queues are longer than they are, then people tend to buy it. So it's one of those. But anyway, I only waited about 20 minutes, and yeah, great to get back on there. Really nice addition to this resort for 2019, and yeah, really nice cycle on there as well. It's not too intense, of course. You know, it simulates that the room is spinning upside down. However, it's not. It actually sways side to side, and the room also swings as well, and it makes you feel like you are going fully upside down. Great attraction, very similar to Hex at Alton Towers, and if you've ever been on that, just of course this hasn't got as dark of a theme. In terms of the lighting programming on there, then they changed it a little bit since I went on it earlier in the year. Seems like they've changed some of the programming and some of the sequences of it, but yeah, nonetheless, you know, it was just as good as before. Really enjoyed it, and like I say, great addition, my favourite ride here. Anyway, there's been some changes, because whilst they were building that new attraction, they actually had to close what was the Heart Lake City Express, which is the train that runs around the park. They did actually have to close that because, of course, when the show building was going up, it all sort of ran around that area of the construction site. To access it, they actually had to remove some of the track. However, the train has now reopened, opened a few months ago back in summer. After the Haunted House Monster Party actually opened, so I've not yet been on it. It's been about a couple of years, I'd say, maybe 2.5 years since I went on this. Obviously it was shut throughout last season whilst the building was taking place, and it only reopened for summer this year, and I've not been since, so let's go and have a ride. Looks like there's a bit of a wait for it, but you know what, I'll take you guys on there. Really want to give it a go, and yeah, let's go and have a ride on what is now the Legoland Express. About 20 minutes there for the Legoland Express, and here we go. Let's go for a little ride round. There's only the one station on this train ride, which is where you get on and get off. There's not multiple stations throughout the layout. Takes on a nice scenic tour around this bottom end of the park.
You're very lucky to see them. They don't venture this far north. You can see our two tiger cubs, Tilly and Aubrey. They're constantly playing while being watched by their mother. The two rhino here are called Bruno and Bruce. They can run even faster than this train. So right now, I see they're doing the best version of a Lego statue. Little guests being reminded to keep your arms and legs inside the carriages at all times. This is for your own safety. But once we pass the Red Dragon, it's time to cross over Brick Bridge and head into Lego City. Keep an eye out for Lord Vampire and his friends, as he's invited all the little monsters to his Haunted House Monster Party to experience the most fantastic ride ever. He really does know how to turn a house upside down. Keep your arms and legs inside the carriages at all times. This is for your own safety. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Lego City. Here you can learn to drive your own Lego car at a driving school, or pilot or dazzling at a balloon school, or even sail around the waterways at Coast Guard HQ.
Not a big fan of the view of the show building there for the Haunted House Monster Party from around this side. Doesn't look great, does it? Really needs the trees to grow, or a bit of theming added. But you can see why they had to close this whilst all the construction was taking place. Coast Guard HQ there, the little boat ride, where you can steer the boats yourself. Quite a big queue down there. The park just keeps getting busier now as we get closer and closer towards the fireworks tonight.
We are just about to cross one of the busy roads into the city. It looks as if there's people waiting for us to pass. Well, it gives them all a big wave as we cross over the crossing. That's it, give everyone a big wave. Could we have our remain seated? Could we all remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop? And make sure all little ones are seated on the seats next to you and not on laps. If you look very carefully to your left, you can often see a gorilla hiding amongst the rocks. Okay, explorers, it's time to head back over Brick Bridge again to get back to Harlem City. Why not venture down to the harbour where you can see one of our live action shows, such as the Lego Friends show or the Pirates of Skeleton Bay. Be seated till the train comes to a complete stop. Once the train has stopped, your doors will be unlocked so then you may exit to the rear of the train. And I hope you have a spectacular time here at LEGOLAND Windsor Resort. And I really hope you enjoy the fireworks later on tonight.
Great to get back on the Legoland Express. Really good to see that back open because they really need the capacity in this park. And yeah, it's got 4 carriages. They're certainly filling up the roads as well, getting plenty of people on there. And yeah, the ride itself, like I say, it doesn't act as a transport ride. It doesn't take you to various different stations. It's only got the one station where you get on and get off. And the ride itself is about 8 minutes in length. So it has got a pretty good throughput, to be honest. It was advertised a 40-minute wait. I waited 20 minutes. It just had to do one cycle round and then I was on the next one, so timed it quite well. Really feel like with that ride they could do with doing some automated announcements on there. As much as the member of staff on there who was doing the custom announcements was doing a good job, I think it had to sound a bit more professional having automated announcements and maybe a soundtrack in the background, and every so often obviously that can go a bit louder, like when they're not doing any talking, any announcements. But yeah, it's good to have it back open. A few like animatronics and Lego figures around the side, and yeah, you get some good views as well, like looking over Lego City. You go over a couple of bridges, and yeah, I must say, I think the views of the Haunted House Monster Party from on there are terrible. I mean, you go all the way around the back of the building. Like I say, they had to close the ride whilst they were working on it, take up some of the track and replace it, whilst that was being built. And you do go around the back of the show building and it doesn't look great at all. They could really do with adding some theming around the back. Surely, for the long term of the park and how busy it gets, they really should be thinking about, making these investments a lot better quality. As much as I love the ride, I think it's the best thing here at Legoland Windsor. I just wish the outside of it was better themed, especially around the sides and at the back. I don't think it would have mattered if it was at the edge of the park, where you don't see it, like Atlantis, for example, because that's on the edge of the park. You don't really see the sides and the back. But with that being in the middle of an area, they really should have spent the money and themed the sides and the back, in my opinion. Anyway, just having a walk around the bottom end of the park here now. Not too fussed about doing loads of rides. Like I say, I'm here for the fireworks because it's a fantastic display. We're going to have a little walk around the bottom here, put a few off-ride shots in, probably go on a couple of other rides as well. I'm just hoping that the rain holds off. You can see, you know, it keeps coming down a little bit, but I don't mind it spitting, but we don't want heavy rain for tonight's fireworks, so fingers crossed. Queues are really starting to build up this afternoon then here at Legoland Windsor Resort, with just a few hours to go until the fireworks display. A little bit about the viewing areas then for the fireworks. I must say it's a very organised operation. They put out these signs in the areas where they do want you to stand for the fireworks, and they also put signs up on areas where they don't want you to stand, like on some bridges and other areas around the park where it's not safe to stand to watch them. But yeah, it's very well organised. If you are standing in one of the official viewing areas, you've got loads of speakers, a really good sound system. You've got 3 speakers there, there's another 4 on that side, and then down the bottom here as well you got 2 massive stacks and some subs there as well. There's one over there to the left, another one here behind that speed camera. I'll zoom in for you. There you go, behind the dreaded speed camera, you see it. But there you go, yeah, so it's good how they've you know, really thought about it all. Like I say, when me and Charlotte came last year, we wasn't expecting much at all from the fireworks, but it was a brilliant display. I'm not actually going to watch them from this viewing area. I think I'm going to head to where I watched them from last time, which is a bit further up the hill towards the back of Miniland. Really enjoyed them from a bit further back, and plus that was next to the paid area where you can pay for like a VIP section. So the way I look at it is, if that's where the VIP section is, you can stand right next to that. That's got to be some of the best viewing. However, there's a few different areas where you can stand. I know they do a little show as well down in Heart Lake City, down by the lighthouse at the bottom there. You know, so you can watch them from there as well. But I believe you're a bit closer, and some of the trees tend to block some of the view there from what I've seen on the videos. So I am going to head to the same place later on and watch them where I did from last year. But anyway, let's have a little walk around the corner here, because we've got to talk about the new developments, a new ride coming for 2020. Now, as we can see, construction walls are up and work is taking place already on the new roller coaster that's set to open here in spring 2020. And here's the name and logo for it. It's the Duplo Dream Coaster. And there we can see a little look at the train for this new junior coaster that's going to be opening ready for spring. So yeah, as we can see, it's going to be located here in Duplo Valley, bigger and better than ever before, and it's going to be my first coaster. So it's going to be a junior coaster, and they're going to sort of brand it as, you know, hashtag building memories, and it's your first ride, you know, taking your kids on their first roller coaster experience. It'll actually be only the 3rd roller coaster here at Legoland Windsor. They did have one a few years ago, but it did get removed, and it now operates at Legoland in Florida. They had to take it out because of noise complaints. But yeah, there you go. So they're building the new coaster. I do really worry about the throughput on this thing, knowing how big the queues get here at Legoland. For the past couple of years, it's been the busiest theme park here in the UK. I am a bit worried to see the queue times that this is going to get, because it's going to be a very short coaster. In fact, it's pretty much like a figure of 8 style layout, a very short ride of what we can see on the planning application. And yeah, it's not going to seat that many people at all. In terms of the manufacturer, you know, and who it's going to be built by and what's it going to look like, Going to be very similar, it seems, to Bar Express at Europa Park in Germany. But bear in mind, they've got, you know, various other roller coasters to back it up. Whereas here at Legoland, they are a bit short on that front. They really could have done with building something a bit bigger, but hopefully that'll happen at some point in the future, because I think they really need some more capacity in this park. However, it's a new coaster coming in. It might take some of the strain off the Dragon Coaster and also Dragon's Apprentice. But yeah, obviously, like I say, one has been removed, like the old Jungle Coaster that they had here. But you know, if you forget about that, the last new coaster here was 1999. So yeah, they really do need this. So let's hope that, you know, they are going to get the trains out there as quick as they can do, and yeah, it's going to have a reasonable throughput. I am really concerned at how this is going to look. It's kind of just been chucked in at the side here in Duplo Valley. And yeah, I'm just a bit worried about how it's going to get in terms of the queue times, but we'll see what happens. It's got a massive cattle pen queue line according to the plans, but let's hope for the best. I kind of fear for the worst with this one. At least they're putting the Madhouse, which has got a pretty good throughput. With this, yeah, I think it's a bit worrying. But anyway, as it's all blocked off here, it's meant that Fairy Tale Brook is very, very quiet, and it's hardly got any queue. So we may as well go for a little ride on here. Nice little boat ride. And I'm sure you all know it by now if you've watched our vlogs from here before. It's got a very scary drop in this. It's a massive drop. To be honest, I'm surprised they've had it in a kids' park. I really am.
Let me come in. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in.
This, I mean, it's the closest you can get to a Disney park here in the UK, isn't it? Like, you got the Seven Dwarfs in there, Aladdin, a few other favourites as well. But now I like it, and here we go, it's the serious bit now. So here we go, going up the conveyor hill now, taking us up to the top of this big drop. Here we go. Oh, I get scared every time I come on. Oh, here we go, straight into it. Oi! Oh! Wow, I tell you what, how do they allow that in a family park? Crazy. Too big of a drop on that.
Please stay seated until a cast member asks you to leave. Please stay seated until a cast member asks you to leave.
I really enjoy Fairy Tale Brook. It just brings back all them childhood memories for me. And when my parents used to bring me here to Legoland and we'd go on there, and I think it's a really nice themed ride. The soundtrack on there as well, really relaxing. And don't forget that huge drop on there as well. Whoa, crazy. Anyway, I've made my way over into Miniland now. Gonna have a little look around here shortly. But there's a look at the setup just behind me over there for where you can watch the fireworks from this area. This is the largest viewpoint. You've got two massive speaker sets at the back, and then up on the hill as as well. That's where the VIP area is. And there's a little bit to the side of it where we stood last year. And yeah, you got a fantastic view from there, just outside of that VIP section. So that's where I'm planning to go tonight. And also from here, as you can see, the construction walls are up for the Duplo Dream Coaster. So let's have another look from this side, because I believe we'll be able to see a little bit more of the actual coaster sites. So you can really start to see exactly where the coaster's going to go from this area just here. And yeah, like I say, it's going to have a very small footprint, but you can already start to make out actually where the layout of it's going to be. As you can see there, they're doing all the concrete foundations for it at the moment. And yeah, like I say, I'm a bit concerned about it. Well, very concerned about the queues it's going to get. But you know, at least it's a coaster edition coming here to Legoland. But there you go. It's good to see they've started construction work on it nice and early. So like I say, it should be ready for opening day next year. The sky has suddenly gone very dark here in Windsor, and it looks like the weather is about to take a turn for the worse. It's just started to rain again, and the wind is really starting to pick up now. But I'd rather it happen now than later on when the fireworks are scheduled to happen. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to continue to have a walk around Miniland. Not going to let it spoil the fun. And I'll put in a few shots over the next few minutes, just walking around here. Really nice area this, all the Lego models. A couple of years ago they did this big USA section. Of course, lots of familiar parts of the US here. You've got Las Vegas with the Luxor Hotel and Casino, Statue of Liberty over there. Of course, over in the background, the Empire State Building as well. The arch there in St. Louis that we actually went up, that's crazy. The Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. Like, some really nice stuff on this area here. Might not be as heavily detailed as the rest of Miniland in terms of the way it's set out. I mean, there's a lot of just like grass here, or astroturf, like the fake grass, but you know, like around the rest of the area, I think the areas are more detailed. However, there's some really nice buildings here that they've made of Lego as well. But yeah, over the next few minutes, let's have a little walk around here. And yeah, you know me, I like all my trains, and I do like all the model railways that they've got around here as well. A nice walk there around Miniland, and the rain kind of held off there from our walk around. And I'm just getting on the hill train now, take me back up towards the entrance of the park, have a bit of a chill out, have a coffee, have a cake, and then get in position ready for tonight's firework display. Bet there's not many people going on the Viking River Splash Rapids over there. I say that, there's some full boats coming round. I still regret going on that though now, especially when you've got the big effect, what's not part of it anymore there. It's a shame about that. Oh, it's got a little bit of a queue still. Yeah, I do like the hill train, and here we are passing the other one. Not the spooky hill train this year, where nothing changed. Whee! Yeah, I'm going to get a coffee, have a cake, and then we'll get in position, ready for tonight's display. Really looking forward to it. It was brilliant last year, so I'm hoping for the same again. tell you what, it's a bit of a miserable evening here at Legoland Windsor. Look at the sky over there. Looks like there might be a storm at some point. But there we go. There's just under 90 minutes to go until the firework display. Really looking forward to seeing it again. And I'm nice and refreshed. I've got some food. I've got a drink in my bag. I'm all ready to go just to stand here now and wait for the display. You know me, I like getting a good spot for the fireworks, no matter where I'm watching them, whichever theme park or event I go to. I like to try and work out the best spots. And yeah, talking of the best place to watch them, you see the purple fence just over there? That's like the priority VIP seating area that you can pay to go in. And literally, you can stand right next to them on this bit. And now last year we got here about 90 minutes before, and yeah, quite a few people were starting to arrive. Obviously tonight, look at this, like, there's nobody there. So I'm just going to sort of wait under the shelter over there and wait for the display to begin. If anybody starts moving out then towards where I want to stand, I'll then come out and get in position. But yeah, you know me, I like a good spot. Really looking forward to the display. I think last year it was about, what, 15-minute display, something like that. Not quite as long as the ones that you get at Alton Towers, but it was a really good display. And you've got to bear in mind, when you're an annual pass holder, such as myself, you may as well come down here. It's free to enter and come and watch the show. Really looking forward to it. There'll be highlights coming up over the next few minutes. And if you are coming to this event, like I say, you can also buy the glasses. Now, we mentioned these in the vlog last year. You can buy 3D glasses, and basically it turns the fireworks into Lego bricks. And I thought, hang on a minute, it's a bit of is this a money-making thing, you know? But actually, it is really good. Like, I was really impressed. Of course, they're making a small fortune out of the glasses. I think they're about £1.50. Hey, think more wide on YouTube. I think they're about £1.50. But you've got to think, you know, it is actually worth it. Charlotte had them last year and she was really impressed. And literally, you know, you put them on, it turns them into the shape of Lego bricks. But there we go. Anyway, I'm going to get in position. Highlights coming up over the next few minutes from the 2019 firework display here at Legoland Windsor. Here we go, so I thought I'm going to have to show you all this before I put footage in from the fireworks. Much like last year, we've got a return of the Epcot music, Illuminations, Reflections of Earth from Walt Disney World. The show's now ended actually over there. I was there for the last day of it on the 30th of September this year. But there you go, if you still want to hear some Epcot music, come here to Legoland for the fireworks. Second year in a row now. It's quite funny because last year at the end of the show, we had like the Illuminations outro music playing. So I imagine it's going to be the same tonight as well. But there we go, I'll probably be walking out of Legoland pretending that I'm back at old school Epcot. But there we go. Anyway, highlights coming up over the next few minutes from the fireworks. So I'm going to have to put that in for you. Just under an hour to go. And yeah, still got nobody joining me over here. Looks like it's going to be pretty quiet around this area. Or everyone's going to turn up 10 minutes before. We'll soon find out. Enjoy the show.
Are you ready, folks? Everybody, count down with us. Let's do it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Highlights there from the 2019 firework display here at Legoland Windsor. Really enjoyed that show. I'd go as far to say as that I enjoyed it even more this year than I did last year. I thought they did a great job. It was probably a little bit shorter. It was around 13 minutes. I think last year it was around the 16-minute mark. However, there was a lot going on in that, and I preferred the music this year. Some really familiar tracks, and of course the Haunted House Monster Party in there as well. And luckily the rain held off, but look at this, oh, they got the breeze coming in now. Luckily it worked quite well for the show because it was blowing away any sort of smoke that was left over from the fireworks. And yeah, so you could see them really clearly, the next ones that came up. But honestly, that was a really good show. You think with Legoland, oh, you know, it's a family park mainly aimed at kids. Are they going to have big fireworks? That's what I thought anyway. Bear in mind, came last year, absolutely loved it. No regrets coming back this year. Really enjoyed that show. I'll be here again next year. If I lived a little bit closer, I'd come to it 2 or 3 times. I could do the Alton Towers fireworks or Drayton Manor, you know, because I think they do a really, really good job of that. But there we go, fantastic display. Really recommend it. Come down here and see it. And I definitely recommend that place there for watching it. Sound quality is great, and also you get a brilliant view as well next to that VIP area. In terms of the park today, it has been a little bit busier maybe than what I thought it was going to be, especially compared to last year on the firework day that I came. However, it's been nowhere near as busy as it should be really for a fireworks night. You know, you expect queues to be 2 hours for everything. Got back on the Monster Party, did the Dragon, a couple of other bits, and yes, all the construction of the Duplo Dream Coaster getting blown away. But there we go, thank you very much for joining me in this vlog here from Legoland Windsor Resort. I'll be back next year, either on the opening day or around the opening, to come and update you guys on the new coaster and any other updates here from the park as well. I'm going to get out of this car park because I'm off to Thorpe Park again to go and do some mazes tonight. But there we go, thanks for joining me, and that means it's time to cue those credits. See you all soon.